another edition of Fitness Insider. We're going to take a 9-part series look at the kinetic chain, starting with the foot working up to the neck. So we can give you tools, strategies that help you work with your clients and help understand some of the concepts we talk about in our newsletter. Today we're going to start with the foot. The foot is a pretty complex area of the body, just to put it mildly, and one of the areas that we know very little about because we don't spend a lot of time looking or talking about the feet. So I'm going to show you one quick, easy thing to look at with the foot and show you how to incorporate it into functional patterns. One common exercise that we see in PT and in rehab is to use a towel scrunch to build up intrinsic muscles of the foot, because we know that with lack of stability of the foot, we lose intrinsic muscle function, we tend to lose stability of the foot, we tend to get this toe gripping. But one of the exercises we often recommend, or we hear recommended, is a towel scrunch, where the towel is placed on the floor and people just scrunch their foot up, bringing the towel closer and closer in. Again, if we see what's happening with my foot, I'm not really using the intrinsic muscles of my feet. What I'm using are the long toe flexors. You can see the flexion of my toes as I pull the towel in. Those are rarely the muscles that are weak in our clients and even in many of us. What we often see in our clients is either a claw toeing, where the toes claw like that, or you see these two toes bend in. Again, that's demonstration of weakness of the intrinsic muscles. Quadratus plantae, the flexor hallucis and abductor hallucis brevis, and the interossei muscle, all which help to do that, to spread the toes out and make the foot a nice flat, stable structure on the ground. So how do we go about improving foot function without doing towel curls? Something like a ball, tennis ball, golf ball, anything that you can roll underneath the bottom of your foot. What we're going to do, first thing we're going to do is just kind of roll the plantar, the inside surface, the medial surface of the foot. Because the muscles, two of the muscles that are commonly weak that we see in our clinic and in our clients are the flexor hallucis brevis and the abductor hallucis longus. Both these muscles pull that big toe and ground that big toe into the floor or surface, so that then we can push off that first medial part of the foot. So I'm just going to roll this here for a few seconds. I would do it a little bit longer with my clients. Again, focusing on getting from the calcaneus, the inside portion of the calcaneus, all the way to the big toe. A lot of times we talk about plantar fasciitis, and most of our plantar fasciitis is not true plantar fasciitis. It's actually irritation of the flexor hallucis or abductor hallucis muscle that helps to stabilize that big toe. So again, just imagine now we rolled out for a couple minutes on that big toe. Now we have to work on getting that big toe more medial and grounded, so that becomes a platform for us to push off of during gait, during functional movement patterns. So what we want to do is have the foot flat on the surface and have the client spread their toes out as much as they can. We want the big toe to come more medial, the small toe maybe just go just a little bit more lateral, and the other toes to elongate and be flat and long on the surface. Sometimes you may have to pick them up and place them down to get them in the right contact. Now when I do an isometric hold of that big toe down on the ground, you can put a piece of paper underneath this toe and see if you can pull it out, and your client should be able to keep that big toe down and keep that pressure on that piece of paper as you try to pull it out. You can even do an isometric where you try to pull a toe up and maintain contact. Watch out for the gripping of those toes you see my toes doing. Okay. Then how do you go about bringing this into functional patterns? Now you take that right into your functional pattern like a squat. So I spread my toes out, make sure my toes are long on the floor. I'm going to line up my knee right down the middle of the foot. I'm going to make sure I activate my hip rotators, and now I'm going to do a squat position, maintaining the position of my foot and ankle and lower extremity through the entire pattern. I want to make sure my core stays activated. I want to make sure my toes stay on the ground. I don't want to roll out, don't want to roll in, don't want to be gripping with my toes. Spread them out, place them down, and then go into your squat pattern, maintaining that foot position. How long do you do these patterns? Isometric holds, 5 to 10 seconds, 3 to 5 times. Squats, bring it to a couple sets of 10 to 12 seconds, or 10 to 12 repetitions, and then move it into split stance, lunge, even single leg stances, again, maintaining that foot position. Again, the key is get the big toe down on the ground, stabilize the foot, stabilize the kinetic chain above the foot position. This is Dr. Evan Osar. Next time we'll take a look at the knee and how to incorporate knee stability into our foot function. Thank you.